We think awakening has to be loud, a breakthrough, a collapse, a rebirth that shakes the earth and leaves nothing the same. But the truth is, most awakenings are silent. They don't arrive with lightning. They come quietly, in a single breath you finally pay attention to, in a moment of stillness that feels deeper than it should, in a thought that lands in your chest, not your mind, and whispers, "You can stop now." Not everything that changes you has to break you open. Some awakenings are subtle dissolves, a loosening of what no longer fits. Not dramatic, not public, not posted, just real. You don't need to announce your awakening. You don't need to change your whole life overnight. You don't need to prove anything. You just need to notice that something inside you is no longer willing to sleepwalk through what matters. It might look like turning off your phone more often, sitting longer in silence, letting yourself cry without needing to explain it. It might look like choosing peace over performance, or telling the truth in a room that only knows you by your mask. That's awakening, not the noise, the noticing. We live in a world that equates movement with meaning, that celebrates the loudest voice, the most visible transformation. But depth doesn't need an audience. Clarity doesn't need a caption. And your awakening might not look like anything on the outside, but on the inside, everything has changed. It's when the old thought comes, and you don't believe it anymore. It's when you finally hear your intuition, not your fear. It's when you stop asking, "What do they want from me?" and start asking, "What do I want from this moment?" That shift, quiet as it is the beginning of everything. So how do you awaken without noise? You stop trying so hard. You stop performing clarity and let confusion speak. You listen, not just to the world, but to the still voice underneath it. You breathe, not just to survive, but to return. You stop chasing the idea of becoming someone else, and instead, you begin arriving as yourself. Some awakenings don't look like fire. They look like exhale. They look like softness after years of being hard. They look like walking away, not in anger, but in quiet self-trust. They look like presence, and no one else needs to see it for it to be real. So if you're waiting for a sign, a voice, a thunderclap to tell you it's time, this is it. Not because it's loud, but because you're finally quiet enough to hear it. Awaken gently. Awaken honestly. Awaken now. Without noise, without force, just awaken.